Brian Tracy. Okay, and today we're going to be looking at chapter 3, which says apply the 80-20 rule to everything. I don't know if you've heard of this rule before, the 80-20 rule. If you haven't, stay tuned. We're going to be learning about it. And if you have heard about it already, you learn something new about it tonight. We always have time enough if we will but use it aright, says Johann Wolfgang von Goethe. Right. So everybody has time. 24 hours is my 24 hours, but then how we use our time will determine the kind of results that we'll get. So what is the 80-20 rule? It is one of the most helpful of all concepts of time and life management. It is also called the Pareto principle. And this is because the founder of this rule was an Italian economist named Vilfredo Pareto, who first wrote about this principle in the year 1895. Pareto noticed that in a society, people were naturally divided into two groups. One group is the vital few, right? And these people make up the top 20% in terms of money, influence, achievements, and all of that in the society. And then the second group is the trivial many, and they are the bottom 80%. People who fall in the average category or below average, right? That is to say, people who were rich, who were influential, high achievers, were just 20% of the entire population. But we have more people who are in the bottom, and this make up 80% of the entire population. He later discovered that virtually all economic activities was subject to this 80-20 principle. For example, this principle says that 20% of your activities will account for 80% of your results. That means that you don't have to do everything, right? You don't have to do everything. What you just need to do is to recognize the 20% of the activities, of the things, the tasks, responsibilities that you always do, because they make a big difference in your life. They make the most impact in your life than all the remaining 80% that you do that have little or no significance in your life. 20% of your customers will account for 80% of your sales. That's very true. 20% of your products or services will account for 80% of your profits. 20% of your tasks will account for 80% of the value of what you do, and so on. This means that if you have a list of 10 items to do, 2 of those items will turn out to be worth 5 or 10 times more than the other 8 put together. I hope you are following me. Like, if you have 10 things to do in a day, for example, 10 activities lined up, it is not all of them that will bring you significance, that will make positive impacts, that will give you great results, right? Not all the 10, definitely. If you look at it critically, it may be that just 2 of those items on your to-do list hold so much importance that they can influence your life in big ways, right? So number of tasks versus importance of tasks. Just like what I said, you have so many things to do, like 10 activities to do. Now, are they all important? Go back to the drawing board. Everything that I do in a day, go to the office, I pray, I create content, I am on social media, I am selling my product, I am doing this. How important are they towards your overall achievements in life or the value that you bring to the table? So here's an interesting discovery. Each of the 10 tasks may take the same amount of time to accomplish, but 1 or 2 of those tasks will contribute 5 or 10 times the value of any of the others. Often, one item on the list of 10 tasks that you have to do can be worth more than all the other 9 put together. And that task that is worth more than all the other 9 is the frog that you have to eat. So sit down and ask yourself, of all the activities that I do in a day, which one really holds the key or the biggest key to my success in life, right? And do you know the interesting thing? This one activity that will really bring you great success is the one that you're likely to procrastinate on, because it may be scary. You just don't want to face it. You are running away from it. As I was reading this book, yeah, I could find myself in it. I know that there is something that I'm supposed to be doing. If I'm doing it, forget it. But as I was reading it, I told myself that Monday, it's not like I'm not doing it, but I am not giving it enough time. I find that I give all the other things, all these little things that bring very little value to me, I give them more time than this one thing. And there and then I made up my mind that on Monday I'm kicking off. This weekend I'll use it to plan and prepare. Because truly, I've been procrastinating on it, right? Because it's a bit scary. It needs my time. It needs me to think. I have to think. I have to strategize. And I'll be saying, okay, I'll do it later. I'll do it. So maybe you are also like this. That's one thing that you know, that once you do it like this, boom, you are going to be so fulfilled. That's the word. It's daunting. So I keep on pushing it. I only do it once in a while. Because it takes a lot from me. So maybe you're also like this. You are procrastinating on that frog that will bring you big success, right? And then you are focusing on the trivial things. You are leaving the vital, the core thing, the frog itself. It happens to you too. I'm sure many of us find this relatable. So focus on activities, not accomplishments. You often see people who appear to be busy all day long, but they seem to accomplish very little. There are people who are busy doing nothing. I remember a boss of mine some years ago who told an employee, Uneka, you're always busy doing nothing. Because she would just hide behind the laptop. What's she doing? No productivity, nothing. Uneka will just sit down there. Right. Always busy doing nothing. It's not by activity. You jump from point A to point B. You are sweating. You are, calm down. Tell yourself, calm down. Right? Busy with unproductive activities. You're focusing on trivial things. The 80% of the things that will take your energy will sap you up. But at the end of the day, it gives you very little or no results. But if you can focus your attention, your energy, your mind on the 20%, the vital 20%, you know that you'll be more than where you are today. Right? So it's not by the many things that you do. So don't be carried away by activities, that it is by activities that you will be accomplished. No, activities do not equal accomplishments. Right? It's just by you knowing what to dedicate your time to. The most valuable tasks that you can do each day are often the hardest and most complex, but the payoff and rewards for completing these tasks efficiently can be tremendous. For this reason, you must adamantly refuse to work on tasks in the bottom 80%. Not like you won't do them at all, but they shouldn't sap you off. They shouldn't take all your energy and focus, right? Focus more on the top 20%. Before you begin work, always ask yourself, is this task in the top 20% of my activities or in the bottom 80%? Now, let's take this rule. The rule says, resist the temptation to clear up small things first. We've established already, while we started reviewing this book, that your frog is what you eat first thing in the morning. When you are still fresh. The day is still fresh. Whether you hold your nose, whether you put it inside cassava flakes or, anyhow, make sure that you first of all eat that frog. So don't go around doing the small things. By the time you are done doing the small things, it's 12 p.m. And then your motivation is gone. Your energy is gone. You are looking at, it's already midday. I will soon close from work. And then that's how you keep pushing off the big thing that you're supposed to do. So don't do that. Remember, whatever you choose to do over and over eventually becomes a habit. that is hard to break. So if you are used to doing all the small things that get you nowhere first, it becomes a habit. You'll find yourself doing them. When you get to work in the morning, you are checking your emails. By the time you check your emails, you have 20 emails. By the time you finish responding to them, you don't even have the motivation or energy to do the very important things. We learned about some of these things in Jan Yaga's book, Finishing Everything You Start. You don't get to the office in the morning and you want to reply to your text messages, except that is the major thing you are doing. Maybe you are replying to your customers, or you are following up on them for the sales that they promised to make and things like that. Except you know. But if it is trivial, please drop the phone, leave the emails for later. Right. The hardest part of any important task is getting started on it in the first place. Once you actually begin work on a valuable task, you'll be naturally motivated to continue. Your mind will want to love it. Your entire energy will be put into it. Lastly, we're going to take this. Motivate yourself. Motivate yourself. Oh. Let your motivation be intrinsic. Let it come from inside. I'm so thankful that I am a self-motivated individual. Yes. I push myself. I don't need anybody to push me. Except I don't believe in that thing. Except so. That's why you be cajoling me and be pushing me and be... Once I make up my mind, this is what I want to do, my motivation comes from within. The drive, the push, the force that I need. So if you are not self-motivated, start developing it. Little by little. Gradually. Just thinking about starting and finishing an important task motivates you and help you to overcome procrastination. Think about the reward, the benefits, the money that will come to you, the promotion that you will get, and everything, if you are able to finish that task, and let it push you to start. Always be motivated wherever you will get your energy from. Maybe from books, maybe from listening to your mentors, from anywhere. Or maybe by driving around and seeing people who use very good cars. And that will push you to say, I can never be poor. Let me go and work hard. Wherever you will find your motivation, draw your motivation from somewhere or from yourself, right? And then keep going. But whichever one, make sure you motivate yourself. No motivational speaker can motivate you if you don't motivate yourself. Their words and everything will be like noise to you. You'll be like, all these motivational speakers, they have come again. They just talk. That's because you are not self-motivated. But if you are self-motivated, whatever anybody is saying will just be like an extra. It will fuel your passion. It will fuel your determination. Right. So the fact is that the amount of time required to complete an important job is often the same time required to do something that is not important. So won't you rather focus on something that is important? The difference is that you get a tremendous feeling of pride and satisfaction from the completion of something valuable and significant. However, when you complete a low value task using the same amount of time and energy, you get little or no satisfaction at all. So manage your time. To manage your time is to control your life. Stop procrastinating. Eat your frog. By the time you start eating it, you will now see that this frog is not as bad as I thought. It's actually delicious. Oh, the feet is crunchy. That's what always happens. Before you start doing that daunting task, you are like, how am I going to do this? So break it down into small bits. Start from the feet of the frog that, tastes crunchy. Eat it. Then go to the limb, cut off a part of it, crush it. Then gradually move towards the big belly of the frog, little by little, like that. Yes, thank you so much. Thank you so much. We've come to the end of chapter 3. Awesome review. Don't forget the 80-20 principle. Focus on the 20% of the task that will bring you utmost satisfaction instead of wasting time and energy on the bottom 80% that will bring you little or no satisfaction at all. That's the 80-20 principle. by Pareto. All right, thank you so much for joining me on this review. Please don't forget to like this video, share your comments with me in the comment section below, and please subscribe to this channel in case you're yet to subscribe. I remain Olaide Agbaji, also known as First Lady, and on this channel I inspire you to live intentionally. We'll meet tomorrow as we consider the consequences, chapter 4 of this book. Until then, be intentional. Bye.